Greetings and salutations all, I.S. Anderson here once again with another Mythology Time episode. And today we're going to be getting back into Norse mythology. Now, as a lot of you probably know, Norse mythology's one of the last myths written was the tale of Ragnarok, which is basically its end of the world scenario. And during Ragnarok, each of the Norse gods dies, with the exception of Vidar and his sons. But each one of them dies through different means. And today I'm going to look at how Odin gets killed during Ragnarok. Odin is killed by the Fenris wolf, basically a giant wolf that swallows him whole. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you a background about this giant wolf and why, sort of give you an indication of his motivations as to why he wants to do this. So without further ado, let's get into the tale of the Fenris wolf, Fenrir. The Fenris wolf was the eldest child of Loki, the god of mischief, and Angrboda, a giantess who was Loki's mistress. The two other children were Jormangand, also known as the Midgard serpent, and Hela, Norse goddess of the dead. So the next time you watch that Thor movie, remember that god you love so much, he actually cheated on his wife with a giant, and they had a wolf, giant snake, and half-dead goddess for their children. And he's going to eventually bring about the end of the world, but that's his story for a different time. Odin threw the Midgard serpent into the sea and banished Hela to Niflheim, realm of the dead, where she became the ruler. Fenrir was kept in a cage in his childhood, but was allowed to run free as an adult. The god Tyr was the only Norse god brave enough to feed him as a pup. That's going to be pretty ironic, as you'll see in a few minutes. Before long, Fenrir grew too big and became a danger to the Asgardians. Odin ordered that he be bound permanently. Knowing that Fenrir would never agree to be bound, they forged a large chain and told Fenrir that the chain was a test of his strength. Fenrir agreed and managed to break the chain. The Asgardians forged another chain of stronger metal and made the same wager with Fenrir. He broke the second chain. The Asgardians had to cheer when he did that to save face. Yeah, he broke the chain. We're dead. Knowing that metal chains would never be strong enough, the Asgardians sent word to the kingdom of the dwarves called Niflheim. They charged the dwarves with the construction of a tether that could not be broken. They created a ribbon called Gleipnir. The dwarves constructed it from the sounds of a cat's footsteps, the beard of a woman, the roots of stones, the breath of a fish, and the spittle of a bird. And of course, none of these things actually exist. I did try to find the actual components on the internet somewhere, but apparently whoever wrote this original story must have signed a serious NDA. The Asgardians confronted Fenrir with another test of his strength. This time he was suspicious when he saw the ribbon. He refused to do the test unless one of the Asgardians was willing to place his or her hand inside his mouth in case they refused to release him from his bonds. Tyr himself volunteered to place his hand in Fenrir's mouth. This isn't going to end well, is it? The ribbon held firm as Fenrir tried to break free. When Fenrir submitted, he told the Asgardians to free him from his bond, and they refused. Fenrir took Tyr's hand and swallowed it whole. Why didn't you warn me? The Asgardians took Fenrir away and chained him to a rock in a remote and isolated location. Fenrir opened his mouth wide to bite one of them, and Balder placed his sword into Fenrir's mouth, propping it open. If Fenrir were to bite down, the blade would cut into his brain and kill him. The drool that poured from his mouth formed a river called Von, meaning expectation. Well, that seems a bit harsh. Fenrir remains in his bonds until the day of Ragnarok, when he will finally break free of his bindings and join the giants in their fight against the Asgardians. It was foretold that Fenrir would swallow Odin whole in the fight, and then meet his own ends at the hands of Vidar. And now you know a little bit more about the Fenris wolf, the fate of Odin. And as always, I'll have my pertinent contact information down below in the abyss. I hope you enjoyed that video. Please comment, rate, subscribe, you know the drill, and please go ahead and leave some comments as to what you'd like me to see me cover in Mythology Time sometime in the future. And until we see each other next time, this is I.S. Anderson telling everybody, make your lives grand, and have a great day. Thank you very much. And remember, kids, 2014 is officially the year festival fashion died. So I guess we're supposed to walk around at festivals naked now.